On this episode of What the Fuck Are You Doing, Ashlee?
Until we get real proof of things, who are we to judge anybody? You know, you got the Neverland coming out. It's like the man went to court, and even after he was acquitted or settled or whatever, we still, you know, I don't know. You're gonna retry him? It's at a point you got to stop. At a point, you know, I think we're now allowing ourselves to be judge, jury, and God. God can judge. We don't. Only God knows the truth. And so for us, what's great about people and not what's not so great about people. I think that we're living in a time where we are stripping ourselves of the greatest gift that we have in America, which is the freedom of speech and the freedom to have free thought and free opinion. And we're just giving that away. And I think there's outside influences that's having us through social media. They're trying to make us like all these other countries. Yeah. And we're all falling for it. They're starting these race wars and, you know, trying to really make America something that America ain't. And so I just stand on the sidelines and I remain an individual and not judging people. And I just, as I appreciate art in all forms, and I don't condone any bad behavior, but I always applaud great art.
Yeah. So it looks like you don't agree with the whole cancel culture that we have.
The who? The
cancel culture. How when people do something like R. Kelly, they're like, cancel him, mute him, get him dropped from his label. Like,
I mean, I've never been a fan of witch hunts.
Okay.
I just don't believe in witch hunts. I think if people do wrong, you know, there's the court, and you know, we have a system and a judicial system, and those people should be tried that way. Who being publicly lynched, I don't think is. I just think there's so many factors that go into that I just don't join the witch hunt. I just stand on the sidelines, and I have children of which I always educate, but I want my children to have free thought, free opinion, and I want them to appreciate artists for what's great about artists and separate that from a person. And when people are not good people, there's so many reverends as preachers. I mean, if we're gonna do this, we should do this for everybody. Yeah, we should go to the Catholic. We should turn the churches upside down, and and the Boy Scouts upside down. And we need to go to Europe and go get Woody Allen, and we need to go get Roman Polanski. I mean, if we're gonna do it, let's do it. But let's not pick and choose certain people who we're gonna do it to. And especially, I look at the bigger picture, and I just go certain people of color. I always sit back and I go, there's an agenda. Everybody got agendas. So I like I said, I don't applaud nor condone bad behavior. Yeah. But I don't join public witch hunts. I'm just not a fan of it.
This is a great top of the morning conversation before this interview. I appreciated it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because a lot of people aren't that open to speak something that's not popular opinion, I guess.
I understand that. Yeah. I'm entitled to have an opinion. Yeah. I'm entitled to be an individual. And I think we are all entitled to be individuals. If everybody joined, people were innocently killed, because people were like, that person over there. I mean, women during the witch hunt was killed because all they did was have an affair on their husband. But now she's a witch. You can't. We have to think bigger. We have to be better. God is the ultimate judge and jury. and that we are not.
Yeah.
So
Agreed. That was a hell of an intro to bring Marlon Wayans. Welcome to Houston.
yes, thank you.
And I know you've been here before
Yeah,
many
I love
times, many times. But
Great people,
Yeah.
great food, great steak, very pretty women, beautiful women. But
They're-
see, I like them thick. I'm not one of them anorexic guys. I like a little size. I'm
You'll-
skinny. I don't want no skinny woman. What are we gonna do? Have sex and make a fire?
you'll get that in Houston, in the South, period.
Yeah, I like that.
But there's 3 staples to Texas. It's steak, Dr. Pepper, and Bluebell ice cream.
Well, you lost me on the last 2. That sounds like diabetes.
I don't listen. I don't.
3 things about Houston.
There's 3 things about Texas:
Diabetes, cancer,
diabetes, cancer, and meat.
Thyroid.
How have you been out to eat yet?
Yeah, I
Here?
went to Mastro's last night.
That's not
Yeah.
Houston. You got to go to like Breakfast Club, Turkey
Yeah, I heard
Leg.
Breakfast Club is good.
Turkey Leg Hut's the new thing.
Turkey who?
Turkey Leg Hut.
Hey, girl, we write these down. Breakfast
Turkey
Club,
Leg Hut.
Yeah, I'll
Then do you like seafood?
try it. Yeah.
Okay, so then you're gonna want to do what's that new place open? There's Lotus, but that's an old place. There's a new seafood spot. What is it? King's Crabs. You know K-Way, the social media dude.
King's Crabs, write that down.
King's Crabs, write that down.
Yeah.
But no, those are the new places, the new spots coming up in town. But you're in town because you're at the Improv.
I'm at the Improv. I got 2 shows. One show on Thursday, which is tonight. I'll probably, which I like the Thursday show because it's one show, and I could just kind of go on, and you get to play a little more on the Thursday show. Friday, I got 2 shows. Saturday, I got 3 shows. So I'm looking forward to. I just added a show at 11:45, so I'm looking forward to doing that show as well.
Yeah, I saw.
And that one's fun too because it's like the last show, and so you get to kind of stretch. And as long as the audience stays up, as long as they're excited, they don't get too drunk, you could have a really good time. I like to go on stage and express it. I don't want to just go up there and like tell jokes. Sometimes I like to find jokes. Sometimes I like the freedom to create. You know, I'm a comedian, so I have to be divorced from a lot of opinions or a lot of popular opinions because I have to look at the joke like a Rubik's Cube and go, I look at the top and go, what's funny about that?
Yeah.
What's the approach to go, what's funny about this situation? What is my take on this? So how do I feel about this? And you got to be honest, and you have to be truthful, and you have to have the courage to be free enough to, you know, to go to those places.
I'm always amazed by soul comedians because when y'all have so many shows like that, do you recycle the content? Or it's just a new show every time.
It's definitely not a new show every time.
Okay.
You know how hard that would be to do
Yeah.
a new show. I like to switch the show up, even if I have the material. I like to switch it up. Sometimes I'll start with my closing joke first, just so I have to find a way to make each joke funnier than what I opened with. And you know you have good material when you can close on anything. So if I take my joke that I open with and I could close on that, I got a tight set. So I like mixing it up. And sometimes I just like exploring, you know, the joke. It's like it's one thing to look at the house and you're trying to sell a house. Sometimes I just like to walk around the house and just kind of rediscover it.
Yeah.
And that's the fun part of the journey is rediscovering material and creating new stuff on the fly.
No, I applaud comedians more than musicians sometimes because the fact that y'all can, I don't want to say heckle the crowd, but you can connect with the crowd every single time and just make jokes off the top of your head. I think last Monday, 85 South was here, and they have 3 people to play off of, but they're like doing they're just constantly going back and forth just on new people. And I'm like,
when you got a band, right? Yeah, it's like a band. We gonna play this in the key of G. Okay, I know where I'm gonna hit the. I got the drums. You know, you kind of know. It's one thing when you're bantering with somebody, but when you by yourself, it's like you got to put that band in your head and bounce off yourself. And you know, that to me is the genius of comedy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a very hard. It's hard, man. But, you know, it's like is one of the greatest art forms. And, comedians, for the most part, we're disturbed people, It's like, Richard Pryor was a disturbed man, but he was brilliant. Brilliant. It's just, Cosby's a disturbed individual, but he's a brilliant comedian, and sometimes, you're those laughs that you're trying to give are healing. I grew up to Pryor and Cosby and guys like Lenny Bruce, and that humor helped me get to a place in my life where I can find what's funny about my life and my existence, and keep a smile on my face by putting smiles on other people's faces about things that are painful to me. So,
are you is this a full blown tour, or are you just doing dates?
It's not a tour yet.
Okay.
I'm doing dates, but I work literally every weekend.
So it's like you are, basically.
I work every weekend.
You might as well be.
Yeah, I love it. I love going out.
Yeah.
I love telling jokes. I love seeing people smile. I do it in my everyday life. It's why God put me here. I'm a kind-hearted, good soul, and I don't mind trying to be the best person I could be and making people laugh at the same time. I give myself to the world. That's why I'm not always on social media. Like, check out every moment.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just like my own personal time. I don't feel like, hey, look what I'm eating. Hey, look at this. I just want to like hug my kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just want to, have an argument with their mama in peace.
In peace.
You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to disappear.
Yeah.
And not, hey, look, I'm out in Paris. Sometimes I just want to go to Paris, and I give myself to the world on a daily basis. So I find it nice when I could disappear.
Yeah. Not on the scale that you're on, but I feel the same way because I spend all day talking to myself, but talking to people. So when I go,
you couldn't wait for somebody coming here.
No, for real. So like when I go home, I don't want to talk to nobody. I'm just leave me alone.
I get it.
just leave me alone.
I get it. You're like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
You can touch me. Just don't say nothing. You can hit this, but just don't say nothing.
Just hush.
And when you crack off, just go. Okay.
So I went to your YouTube, and you had some people that I remember from Vine, like Lele Pons and some other people. Do you think that, like, with the new age of social media, comedians, that they need to do stand-up?
I don't necessarily think you need to do stand-up. I think if you're trying to be absolutely hilarious, you should do stand-up.
Yeah.
You don't need to, but I'll tell you this much. It makes you funnier.
Makes you better.
Way better, because it's one thing to write a sketch, right? You're writing, and it's one thing to put it out on YouTube, but you're not actually listening to people laugh. You don't have the pressure of, hey, I paid $40 for a ticket. I want to laugh. I want to hear
sitting right in front of your face.
Yeah. And you get to, it's like right then and there, you know if the joke is funny. You know when you went too far. You know how hard it is to come back from sometimes you go deeper. And just because now they're listening. Now, just because you feel that way, I'm going to go a little darker. You start hearing some people laugh. And then you hit that part of the joke where everybody's like, oh, that is so wrong, but so hilarious.
Yeah.
And some jokes will be hilarious and disturbing at the same time. But you got to work that material over and over again and have you have to be courageous enough to go out there and try it. And we're like scientists, right? A comedian. You take 3 parts oxygen, mix it with some hydrogen, and it blows up in your face. Yeah. And you keep mixing. It keeps blowing up in your face till finally you go, all right, let me try 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen, and boom, you got water. But when the art of comedy is to fail and fail in front of people over and over again until finally, I know how to make people laugh. Yeah. And then you could take those. I got an audience in my head. I know when I hit the lane to do something funny. I know. I see the opener. Oh, I'm going to dunk this. I see it. I see it like the Matrix. And so, but if I didn't have the stand-up, if I didn't tour everywhere, I could tell you when I'm doing my TV show, I go, that joke's not going to fly in the South. People in the South are going to get offended by it. So is it worth turning off that much of the audience? When it's good to good to do stand-up. It's like when you go to different countries and you go, all right, these jokes, these references may not work. They don't work here. So how do I take this material and make it work in Saudi? I'm in Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh. How do I make this Trump joke funny?
Yeah.
How do I make this joke about hip hop funny? Where, you know what I mean? It's like, how do I make this joke about relationships funny? And you have to change your setups. And so the more you do stand up, the better you get, the smarter you get, the better communicator you become. And that's what a comedian is, really a great communicator.
I'm glad you brought up the saying you have to fail in front of audiences to get better. Fail upwards. But say like an instance, Tiffany Haddish on New Year's. Can she come back from that?
I don't think she fell from that.
Yeah.
I think God gave her a great lesson. You know, it's great to get paid to learn.
Yeah.
She got paid to learn, and that was a hard night. And I think Tiffany's a very, you know, she's a very funny girl. And sometimes it's not the audience that makes you bomb. God makes you bomb. You needed that. Sometimes it's a chin check. Now it's like, all right, let me sober up. Let me take this seriously.
Yeah.
Let me not. This isn't a walk in the park. Okay, now I know what I'm dealing with. You haven't heard about it again. You don't hear about she bombing everywhere. She had a bad night. She got drunk. We all have bad nights.
Yeah.
But nowadays, everybody put your bad night on social media. And you know the reality is, comedians, we have bad nights all the time. It's just now with social media, they make your night bad just so they can be like, oh, yo, look at this. You know, sometimes, you know, if you sit and listen patiently, people find their rhythm. And then, you know, maybe the first 10 minutes ain't that funny. But maybe if you listen to minute 45 and, yo, this is brilliant, how it all came together, shut up and listen. But at the same time, you know, I think Tiffany knows, you know, let me sober up and let me take this a little more serious. Yeah. And let me come back and make y'all eat those words.
Yeah.
Those jokes that I bomb with are the same jokes I'm going to make y'all laugh until you spit soda out your nose. That's just the way it is. Now it becomes a vendetta, and it gives you purpose. So God gave that girl more purpose, and Tiffany's a very funny woman. She make me laugh every time we hang out. So I'm not concerned with Tiffany. I think she's gonna be more than fine.
But even in the social media era, she can come back after.
She ain't going nowhere.
She didn't. It's just, I think.
She ain't going nowhere. She had a bad. She had a bad set. It's a bad set.
Yeah.
No, that's not a comeback. R. Kelly.
Okay. If he
that's a comeback.
If he gets to number one, that's a comeback.
If he can just unmute himself, that's a comeback. Bill Cosby is a comeback. Like a bad night in the comedy club is not like. That's not like, can't you come back? This is a bad night. It's a bad set. You know, there's harder things to come back from. I think Tiffany's gonna be fine. I don't worry about her. And when I do, I pull her coattails. But I know she knows how to get it together. She's a pro. She's been doing this for 20-something years. You don't do stand-up comedy here. It's not like she just showed up and, hey, let me make you famous. Tiffany was in the comedy clubs for 20 years. So we're just now discovering her.
Yeah.
But before we discovered her, she's been doing this for 20 years. I don't worry about that. I worry about somebody that's never done it, that all of a sudden became famous, and then they have several bad nights. And you're just like, ooh, now you got to go back in the lab.
Oh, yeah.
And you got to get better. I'm not in a rush to be big. I'm just in a rush to be better.
Yeah.
I'm a weird dude, man. I'm not I take life and comedy, I take it really very seriously. I work very hard. I'm very purposed, and I have great intentions for myself and for the world, and I just want to make people laugh. But I just take my time. You know, I know when I see something, and as much as I work, I still take my time, even though. What are you talking about? You just had a show? You had a movie? You just did another movie? You doing I craft along the way. I just can work at a more rapid pace because I've been doing it so long. but I take it very seriously. I work hard at making people laugh, and this is not a game, and so, but at the same time, I'm happy to see failure in certain places because it makes you take things more seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you have to watch your behavior. You have to, all this stuff going down, Chris Brown in Paris, like, yo, it's real out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. You change your life. You better get your ass together. It's time to really start growing up because the world is shifting and it's changing. Agendas are changing, and so you got to be more protective of your environment. You have to make better choices. I always tell my son, you can't fail. You always err on the side of gentlemen. Always err on the side of kindness, because for people to take advantage of you, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you're a good person, they're taking advantage of themselves. But if you're a butthole, then people take advantage of you. You probably deserve that.
Yeah.
So just be the best human being that you can, and everything else will work itself out.
Speaking of, you said how Tiffany Haddish been doing this a long time. You've been doing this a long time.
Yes.
And I've told my boss that, so I'm 28, and my brother is probably like 15 years older than me. So
like my brothers.
When I was born, he was watching Major Payne, Don't Be a Menace on a loop on Friday. So you're literally a person.
It was y'all Richard Pryor album.
You were literally a person that I've been watching my entire life.
And from like, damn, you ain't dead yet.
He's still around.
You still look like Mo Money with a scraggly beard.
And he got Tim's on today. He's still wearing Tim. But speaking of that, we talk a lot here. We love comedy here, but we were talking about, are you a fan of all these reboots? Would you be down for a Marlon, a Wayans Brother reboot,
I'm a fan of reboots.
In Living Color reboot?
I would definitely. I mean, those are two great institutions. And Living Color is an institution that should have never gone away.
I know.
I'm a fan of it. If it's good, if you got something to say, if me and Sean, I don't want to reboot some nonsense.
Yeah.
If I reboot Wayans Brothers, it's going to be something special. It's going to be better than Wayans Brothers the first time. So, but I don't like rehashes. But
okay.
I'm into reboots. But I'm also into create new stuff. Me and my brothers are great at going, yo, here's something. Here's a scary movie. 2 really funny ones, and then we walk away.
Yeah.
Business get bad, we walk away. We're not beholden to any one thing. I'm too busy creating new stuff to worry about the old stuff. If the old stuff, if White Chicks 2 comes along, they want to do it. They got a great idea. You got a great check there. All right, cool. Let's rock.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, I'm creating, other things. I got Haunted House. I got Marlon series. I got Special Wokish. I got I even left a genre behind. 50 Shades of Black. I left parody alone and was like, you know what? I'm going to do movies.
Yeah.
Naked. Now I got Sextuplets where I play 7 different characters. At the end of the day, when people look at what I did and look at my filmography, I want them to go, damn, he can do anything. And I believed him in any role he played. And damn, he was funny.
Yeah.
When I'm dead, the only thing that's going to keep me alive is the laughs that I leave behind. So I work very hard at making people, I don't want to, I want people to laugh. I like belly laugh. I like even if it's a little uncomfortable and you feel guilty about the laugh. I like those.
Just know it's
laughs.
the and it connected.
That's not me.
That pity laugh.
And I think that's part of the reason why I haven't blown up to the place that people would think I would have by now, because I'm not into
Mm-hmm.
I want to make you. I don't want to be likable. I want to be hilarious. And sometimes some people ain't gonna like you.
Yeah,
they ain't gonna like the hilarity. Sometimes they don't like the high note. I want to hit the high note.
You mentioned it, but tell us about your new series, Sextuplets. I didn't know you played all of them. It's
a movie.
Your new movie, Sextuplets.
Sextuplets. I play 7 different characters. It's about a guy who goes on a journey to find his he was adopted, and he wants to find his birth mom and his birth family, and he finds his brother, and he finds out that he's one of 6 twins, sextuplets. So he goes on a journey to find all of his siblings, and I play every last single sibling.
I was wondering.
So it's me with me, finding me, and then I also play the mom too. So I play 7 different characters.
So
it's crazy.
I thought I saw a news story that you were looking for extras, but I guess I was assuming they were to be your brothers and sisters.
No,
just extras in the movie.
Those was my body doubles.
Okay.
So when the camera's on me and I'm doing a shot from the back, I needed somebody to look like me. But I'm playing all the characters. I'm in a scene sometime with 6 different versions of myself. It's crazy.
When does that come out?
That comes out in July.
In July. Yeah. And tonight, he's in Houston. He's at the Improv.
Yes.
Today, tomorrow, and Saturday.
Tonight, 1 show, 2 on Friday. And
3 on Saturday.
On Saturday. 11:45 show we just added, so come on down.
We've been talking about it, but what should they expect?
I don't know. The unexpected, because half the time I don't know what the hell I'm going to do. I just do it. I just, I think expect it to be funny. Expect it to go to weird places at times, because I'm just weird like that. Sometimes when the audience is tight, I go darker. I go weirder.
See.
I go nastier. Sometimes I like to make it uncomfortable.
Yeah.
My brother Damon taught me. Sometimes you make them hate them, make them hate you, because then by the end you're gonna love me, and then when you walk out you're gonna respect me, because I'm not doing what you want me to do. I'm not doing what you expect me to do. I'm doing what I want to do, and it's not about your will. It's about mine. And by the end of this, you're gonna respect the fact that I went to all these different places and then made you laugh, and you didn't give in to the pressures that the audience or society puts on you, that you stayed in your truth as a comedian, as a human being, as an individual, with your opinions. You stood by them. We can, at the end of the day, we don't have to agree. We can agree to disagree, but that laugh is the thing that we found the common truth in whatever I was saying. That laugh that we share, that's the, I get it. And that sometimes that's what you fight for as a comedian, but you gotta be brave enough to stand on your own.
I know I'm going to Saturday's show. They gave us some tickets up here at the station.
Okay.
Just
which
don't.
One are you going to? Tell me which one.
I don't. They gave us tickets.
I gotta know which one. No, it depends on one, because sometimes like the middle Saturday shows is harder because there's a show afterward.
Okay.
And then a show before, so I still give. They can go to anyone.
I'm gonna try to go to the last one, since you said that's the one where you're gonna
Thursday tonight.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite show is probably Thursday.
The Thursday show.
Yeah, because it's one show, 3 shows. That means it's about 5 hours of work back to back to back, right?
Yeah.
An hour to an hour and a half show back to back to back to back. You get a little tired.
Yeah.
But I have good energy and good wind, so I'm always a pro. But Thursday show, you got one show. You can take your time. There ain't no rush. I could breathe and get some water between my jokes, and I could walk my set on Thursday. And Friday, it's a show. Saturday, it's a show. Thursday is like Sunday. I could kind of walk. Saturday night, people want to get out. They want to party. Saturday, the third show, it's a little different. People, it depends on how drunk they are. Hopefully, they're not too drunk. But if they're well behaved and they listen, that's a show that you can kind of go, all right, let me spread my wings and fly a little bit. But the first show Saturday, that's showtime. That's like, bow, rock and roll. Second show, bow, that's rock and roll. Third show, every set is different. Every audience is different. I know my Friday night audiences, they're tired. They just came from work, but they love you.
Yeah.
The laughs ain't going to be as crazy as Saturday night first show where people just had dinner, or they're coming to dinner and they had rest because they slept all day and they didn't have to go to work, and they're not dragging and they're not sleepy, and they're excited because they're going out afterward. So that's Saturday first show. Saturday second show, I want to get out and party. That's a ruckus party. You could be a little dirtier. Saturday third show, it's kind of like, I'm high, I'm tired,
Yeah.
I've been drinking, but I want to laugh.
So let's go, yeah.
Kind of slow, you gotta tease them. You know what I mean? You gotta work them up into a frenzy.
Just whatever show I go to, just don't call on me.
Oh no,
Don't.
I don't. Look,
Don't. Don't do that.
I don't do that. I'm not a comedian that spends, my time on stage like picking on people.
Yeah.
If I see something funny, don't wear nothing
Daniel
crazy.
said, "I'm not gonna wear nothing crazy."
If I see something, I don't. And when people talk to me, sometimes that's when I get on them.
Okay.
But for the most part, I go out there and I do a show. I'm not going to pick on people.
Pick on
people. You know who I'm picking on when I'm on stage? I'm picking on me.
Okay.
So I talk about me and my family a little bit. What up, Rick? Hold on a second.
Marlon Wayans, that's how to edit an interview. Tonight, 1 show. Friday, 2 shows. Saturday, 3 shows at the Improv.
Yes.
Check out Sextuplets on Netflix
Yes.
in July.
Yes.
So Audio 93.7 The Beat.